must end its support to M23. It must also withdraw Rwandan forces from Congolese territory and immediately remove any and all of its surface-to-air missile systems, which credible reporting indicates have been responsible for intentionally firing on the aerial assets of MONUSCO.
Hi there, that's Ambassador Robert Hood, the United States representative to the United Nations, that is ambassador to the United Nations, and he's been stating the US position on the Eastern DRC conflict, essentially ordering the Rwandans to withdraw their troops from the Eastern DRC, and then to also withdraw their surface-to-air mobile systems from the Eastern Congo. The background to this story is that within the past few days, UN an intelligence report from the UN disclosed that the Rwandans were using surface-to-air missile systems in the Eastern DRC against UN aircraft as well as aircraft from the DRC Air Force. So that's I'll just get you an article there that broke that story there. Yeah, so that's the article. It's from the Defense Post, and it says a suspected Rwandan Defense Force mobile surface-to-air missile system was fired at the UN observation drone last Wednesday without hitting it. That is according to the UN confidential report. And then it also substantiates the story by saying that external military intelligence from France support the assessment that the suspected WZ-551 infantry fighting vehicle with the surface-to-air mobile system installed on it is Rwandan. Yeah, so that's the story. And it also goes on to say that the Rwandan army has used numerous weapons against aircraft, and has also in its armory anti-aircraft guns and man-powered mobile air defense systems, and all these they are deployed in Eastern Congo. Yes. So the Americans have just actually stated that they come out in the open and actually acknowledge that the Rwandans are present. They are fighting in Eastern Congo. So there is no way the Rwandans can actually deny this. And then alongside the Ambassador Robert Wood's order to the Rwandans, the United Nations Security Council has imposed rebel leaders, several rebel leaders in the Eastern Congo, with sanctions, essentially an arms embargo, a travel ban, and an asset freeze. Now these the rebel leaders are the first one. I'll go. That's the man you see on the screen on there. That's Willy Ngoma. He is the M23 spokesman, essentially the public face of the M23. Anything that's got to do with announcements, that sort of thing, and explaining the M23's objectives, ideology to the Congolese public. That's the man, and the whole world, that's the man who is doing the all the public relations for the M23. And then the second warlord who's been put on the UN sanctions list is a man by the name of Michel Rukunda, also known as Makanika. He is the leader of a group that is called Twiraneho, and the group is based in Minembwe territory of the South Kivu province, and it claims to be fighting for Tutsi minority rights, and I doubt if that makes a lot of sense at all within the context of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Democratic Republic of Congo has over 450 minority ethnic groups, And all these ethnic groups, there is no major, what we can say, a major ethnic group in DRC. Those 450 groups, they are small groups in their own right, and it makes no sense at all for an ethnic group, say the Tutsis, to call themselves an ethnic minority and then claim that their rights are being violated on that basis, because everyone else in the Democratic Republic of Congo is a minority of some sort, so they cannot actually claim a special status based on calling themselves a minority. Yeah, so that's Makanika Michel Rukunda, leader of the Twirwaneho rebels in Minembwe. And then the other rebel leader, the warlord who's been sanctioned, and that's William Yakutumba. William Yakutumba is leader of the group called the Mai Mai. The Mai Mai, they're based in South Kivu province, and they claim to be fighting against the M23, the Rwandans, and but to make the issue complex, the militia group, the Mai Mai, they're mostly committing atrocities against local Congolese civilians, and that's why they have been put on the sanctions list. And the people like William Yakutumba, Rukunda, that is Makanika, and Willingoma, these individuals, they can freely travel in the Great Lakes region. That is, they can travel to Kigali, they can travel to they can travel to Kampala, all those places. So this fact that they have been put on the sanctions list, that makes a difference. And the other man who has been sanctioned is Apollinaire Hakizimana. That's the leader of, that's the man I've put on screen on there. That's leader of the Democratic Forces for the Liberation of Rwanda. These are the people who committed the genocide, and they fled into the hills of the Eastern Congo. And their leader, Hakizimana, has been put on the sanctions list as well. And then what I wanted to discuss with you is the issue of the case of James Kabarebe. He's been, some regard James Kabarebe as the architect of the whole crisis in the Eastern DRC. He was, when the Rwandans first invaded Congo in 1996, he was the man in charge of the whole operation. And that's the man. I just got an insert on there, just on the top left-hand corner of the screen. Now you can see him. That's him talking to the generals of the Rwandan Defense Force. And let me see if I can just zoom in, and then you can see that's, yeah. So that's from Africa Report, and it says, despite leaving DRC almost a quarter century ago, analysts believe that Kabarebe has been the top man in directing Rwanda policy towards the DRC. In 2012, a UN group of experts report on DRC accused Kabarebe, then Rwanda's Minister of Defense, of being the de facto commander of the M23 rebels. So the sanctions list is not complete without Kabarebe. Kabarebe should be actually the top man on any sanctions list the UN Security Council can come up with. The chaos in Eastern DRC, that's Kabarebe. That's the man who is actually responsible for all the chaos we see in the Eastern DRC. Right, thank you so much for taking time to listen to this presentation. If you are interested in the material presented in this recording, please just give me some likes and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.